So I wanted to say that where I work, my job, we basically um, they instituted a work from home program. Okay, people wanted it. The union I'm actually in a white collar union. They pushed for it in the recent negotiations, but the organization was resisting um, having two work from home days. They instituted one. Okay, and frankly, one's not enough. We have a commute into a big city. It eats up many hours of the day. Uh, for the job we do in technology, you can do this merely. I mean, we did it for several years during the pandemic, no problem. Um, you literally just fire up your VPN and you're there. Your desktop appears on your home machine and you're there. You don't need to be there. So I had a medical thing for a while where I had I only had to go in 2 days a week, but they eventually pulled that away because they agreed to this work from home program. So they wanted to get away from the whole medical stuff. And frankly, I didn't like the medical thing anyway because you had to go to a doctor and get doctor's approval for certain ailments. And I don't like to focus on that because I actually want to focus on that stuff getting better. So anyway, I went from 3 work from home days to 1, which I wasn't too happy about. But I kept affirming, I work from home. So anyway, they were supposed to have a meeting about it, and the organization canceled the meeting with the union. So from what I heard, the leader of the organization didn't want to do it, was not going to do it. She was not going to allow it, period. I talked to a manager I know who's actually in favor of all this stuff, of the work from home. He's been pushing for it, but he's been being rebuffed constantly. So he was kind of angry, and he told me, he said, look, we're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Actually, management doesn't have it, which is sad for them. I think everybody should have it. So anyway, he's like, you're not going to get it. We're not going to get that second day. There's no way, no how. Just forget it. So I said to myself, that's what you think. Sure, he wants it. He's in favor of it. And he wasn't saying you're not going to get it as in, like, he was against it. He said there's no way she's going to allow it, the leader of this organization. So I said to myself, well, that's what you think. Of course she's going to allow it. They have to allow it. So I affirmed that gently a few times, whatever. So just a few short weeks later, after leaving the office one day, I'm literally on the New York City subway, and some chatter came across our messaging app. With some people in the office were like, wow, we got it. All of a sudden, they announced, I went to my email, and there it was. You're eligible for your second work from home day, to add to the one you already had. So there it is. We have the 2 work from home days. The 2's not as good as the 3 I had, but I don't have to worry about the medical thing. You don't have to go to the doctor and get this stuff or focus on not being well, in order to get that. And frankly, I'm just going to slowly affirm. And what if it happens, it happens. If not, whatever. About maybe adding to that. Maybe they'll add a 3rd one. But the second one, it wasn't supposed to happen. It was not. There's no way they were going to allow it. All of a sudden, boom, there it was. I mean, it was like Neville says, out of the nowhere. Even though we were talking about this, it was like hard stop, no. And then it was like, okay, whatever. Did my little thing, and within a few weeks, I'd say a month. Within a month, all of a sudden, boom, it came out of the nowhere, because at this point you weren't expecting it anymore. You just kind of did your little affirm, that's what you think. Of course they're going to do it, but then you let it go. You dropped it. And then here it was. Boom. Here it is. So sometimes you have to let things go like Neville says, in order to plant that seed so that it grows. Affirming for things is great, but sometimes I guess you can almost not drop your seed or plant your seed by constantly affirming all the time. And I guess it's kind of tricky to know when to stop. And I have just as many problems with that as anybody else, or challenges. So I'm not sitting here like some kind of a master guru. I'm just reporting back what happened. And I hope that helps people, that can illustrate how, you kind of do your thing and then you let it go. And it came out of nowhere after that. So I've got some few other things I'm working on, but I'd love to be able to say them, but I'm not saying it yet. So this was a big one though, because it was literally was told, no, not going to happen. Not going to allow it. Forget it. And then just boom, out of nowhere. Yeah, here it is. Here's your second day. There you go. So now I have, and it's good because it's like I go in, then I have a work from home day, then I have 2 days in the office back to back, and then a work from home day, which works out well for me for several reasons. And that's good. I'd love to have a third, but that second wasn't supposed to come, as far as I know. People were really disappointed about it, and then it came. So take from that what you will. I hope that helps people and gives them faith to carry on.